So I recently read this book called The Power of Focus, and it really got me thinking about the first step towards achievement, what that means, and really how to understand it to take the framework from one project to another and continue to have success. And it was all centered around focus. And when I read this book, I really understood the fundamentals and thought processes to be able to take those things into each thing and have a calculated result or a success indicator around focus. And so, you know, there's this quote titled, "Where focus goes, energy flows." Maybe you heard it, maybe it's the first time you're hearing it, but what that means is whenever you have enough energy or mindset or thoughts going to one project, it allows you to catapult your results and success and understand or figure out how to get to where you need to be. And a great analogy of focus on one project or a couple things very intensely is if you had a magnifying glass and you had the sun blowing through it on a sheet of paper, and you've probably seen kids do this where eventually the sheet of paper catches on fire. Why is that? Well, there was so much focused energy or heat from the sun going through this magnifying glass that eventually it was hot enough to catch fire. The same thing happens when you have the same thoughts or focus going to a project. And I'll give you an example. Let's say maybe you want to get out of debt. You've thought about this for quite some time, but you've never really gave it the effort or focus that it needed, and you always just kind of thought about it in passing. Oh, I need to pay this bill, I need to pay off this credit card, but never made any disciplined action to make it happen. Well, if you become focused enough to focus on getting out of debt, here's what could happen. It could happen with, okay, I need to understand how much money I make every month. You might write that down. Okay, I need to understand how many bills I have, and you might individually write down what those bills are and how much each one is worth that you need to pay off. Then you might say, okay, I need to understand a budget. How much am I spending each month, and how much is left over that I can go to pay off more bills, save some money, invest. And once you have this framework, now the focus is, okay, here is my next step. I need to pay this much on this credit card bill. I need to put this much aside for my savings account. And then once you do that long enough, it becomes a discipline and a habit to be able to get you where you want to be, which is ultimately out of debt. The same thing can happen if you're trying to lose weight, right? You first understand, okay, I get on a scale, here's how much I weigh, here's how much my ideal weight would be. And then you start doing the things and focusing on where you will get those results to lose the weight. You might start counting calories. You might start going to the gym. You might start limiting how much alcohol you're drinking because you have a focused desire where you want to go, and you're putting the energy necessary to do just that. So what I would recommend is to find something that you can get so laser focused on you can make steps towards accomplishment. And then the other thing I'll challenge you to do is maybe read the book. It's called The Power of Focus by Jack Canfield. He's also the guy that wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul and all those very successful books. He's also a super big speaker in personal development and getting to success. I always thought, for some reason I always say he wrote the books Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul, but it's not noodle soup, it's just chicken soup for the soul. So I hope you got a lot of this video. Become focused to watch how your life changes around the things that are important to you, and making the effort to go out and make those things happen. Appreciate you watching. Till next time, this video is a wrap. Bye for now.